Good afternoon. My name is Annika Jensen, and I have the great privilege of presenting the undefeated 1986 girls track and field team for induction into the Hall of Fame. As a fledgling program with its inception in the early 1980s, the 1986 Williston girls track and field team was part of an era of domination. Led by head coach Ken Heath, 57, and assistants Al Shaler, Paul Sonerson, and Caroline Welch-Busconi, the 1986 team was the first girls track and field team in school history to finish the regular season undefeated. This streak would continue through the 1987 season and halfway through the 1988 before their dual meet winning streak was stopped at 22. To say that the 1986 team was dominant that spring would be an understatement. With the exception of a close meet with Kingswood Oxford, the average score of the other 8 meets was an astounding 99-27. The team was stacked with a tremendous array of multi-sport athletes. Led by senior captain Beth Hale, after sweeping through its dual meet season, the team headed to the New England Prep Championship held at MIT. As was the case throughout the season, the girls competed their hearts out, coming up just short by finishing runner-up to the champion, Governor Dummer. There were some tremendous performances as 10 different girls earned points that day. Leading the way was Captain Beth Hale, who had just had an incredible day as she won 3 individual events: the long jump, the 200-meter dash, the 400-meter dash, and anchored the 4x1 and 4x4 relay teams that both won gold. Thrower Leah Stalsmith also had a tremendous day, coming in 4th in the discus and winning the shot put. Additionally, up-and-comer freshman Jen Lucier broke the school record in the 100 when she finished 3rd. It was indeed a memorable season. Could I ask all the members of the 1986 girls track team who are present to please join us on stage to receive your awards.
Oh yeah, a picture, photo. You get it. You're on one side.
So we are the 1987 team captains, pinch hitting for Beth Hale, who could not be here. We both cry very easily, yes, and even when we're happy, so bear with us. Beth is attending her child's graduation today, I believe, which is why she couldn't be here, so we were asked to pinch hit. And if you're like me, the other inductees, your family's been singing the Hall of Fame song since the letter arrived, which is kind of funny. I was lucky to be a member of the 1986 track team, actually all 4 years. You might have to help me. Crying because I didn't realize at the time how big a part of my life it would be. So even yesterday morning at 5:30, running by the tent, because I still run even to this day, the memories just are right there. I told you we cry when we're happy.
I haven't even started to speak, and she's making me cry.
Yeah. So I didn't realize at the time, but I think what I loved most about the team was how different all of us athletes were. I mean, Holly's big claim, I know you did a little bit of everything, but javelin was your big thing, and I was a long distance runner. Doesn't seem like we really go together, and yet we were on this team with jumpers, pole vaulters, sprinters. I'm sure I'm gonna leave things out, shot put. All these events that just really didn't seem to do anything together, except that they all took place at the same field, the same I guess we could say kind of worn down track, which is long gone now, down by the new gym.
Gravel.
Gravel, yeah. But what I remember is even though we were all so different, for me it was running around the track. I did long distance, and everybody was always cheering for you, no matter what sport they were, what part of the track team they were. And I guess I wished I, at that time, knew how important it would be to me, but it wasn't until a few years later, watching my own Williston track son down at his own track meets, and I realized like how much it all meant and how proud I was to be a part of Williston track and watch him. So I'll let you talk a little bit.
Because we're a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're pinch
hitting, bear with us.
Crazy notes and what have you. So.
And we were told 1 to 2 minutes, and I know I'm a rule follower, so that's what I'm doing.
That's why they put me here, because you know me.
Yes.
I'm not that.
There we go. You have notes.
I know, they're a mess. Okay, so here we go. Please, we decided we'd jump in with each other. I have something here, sorry. Okay, so we'll start like this way. And like I said, it's a hodgepodge, and thank you. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for all of you who voted us in today, our team. Like Tracy said, it was really cool because we were a team. It was the first time ever, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of us, that were on a team like that where you all did different things, but you were a team together. And it was kind of cool because the boys were there too. So, you know, you could have your crush nearby. And it was next to the gym, not all the way up to the fields. But, you know, I joined track because, like most of us, you know, I'm sorry, I'm skipping around. I'll say this and then I'll jump back. But basically, I thought that I needed to experience all different types of sports because we were born before Title IX. And we were always taught how lucky we were to have this opportunity, and we didn't get it, you know? So, sorry. So I knew how to do the triple jump really well from gym class once a year. So I said, I am going to join track this year after I'd done a year of softball. And so I get there, and there's no such thing as the triple jump. So I had to figure something out. But anyway, I figured to be a good team player and did what my coaches helped me do. So that's pretty neat, and I learned a lot. And okay, so going back to this. So in our age group, we're representing the Williston Northampton School for Boys and Girls in 1986. Not sure if any of us at that age could grasp the significance that we were all part of this new experiment that women and men fought for us to have. My older sisters, mother, grandmother, all their peers onward did not have that opportunity, and it was our job to do it. Do everything, not just here. You know, my friend Kim was in charge of spelling bees, you know, it was everything. So they did not get that right to play sports similar like the boys, even if they were faster than the boys or what have you, they, you know, didn't get to do that. So we're very fortunate. Okay, now we gotta go over here. I'm sorry, you guys. Woo. It's quite an honor, and all girls at that time. We were born before Title IX, and not until you are an older adult does it really hit you when you show our childhood went from acrobats, baton twirling, and cheerleading goals to boys sports in gym class every few weeks, switching it up from elementary school on. We learned so much from our elementary school gym teachers and interested teachers and parents and kind supportive older people, etc. As you can imagine, many adults dug in for us and did the work. And that's why the girls today have it better. So here we are, an example of that experiment. Jack of all trades,
Yep.
you know? We didn't have that one-track sports mind thing, you know? So anyway, we were very lucky. We were a great team. We had great coaches.
We did.
And it's not just our own coaches, you know, our coaches that had us for other sports, people who worked in the school that might not be a coach, cared about the school in general and really supported us. And we're so joyful if you were in the dining hall, you know, the person behind the counter was cheering you on. It's such a great family here for so many reasons beyond sports. So just to skip up a little bit, so can you see what I'm doing?
Well, I don't have my readers.
Oh, you don't have the readers, okay. So, basically, Williston, Northampton, per usual, was chess moves ahead of most schools and certainly a leader in paving the way for public schools to join into other sports and new sports for girls. For example, our freshman year was the first year, 35 years ago, for girls hockey, ice hockey. So my roommate Liza, when she got her first goal, for some reason, because it was wintertime and things didn't match up with practices, I got to see that happen. It was just not just because it was wonderful, because she was my dear friend, but also because it meant something, you know, because when I was a kid, the boys played hockey, and could have been just as good in our figure skates, and we got to play on the pond or whatever for fun, but the idea of it, what, you want to do that? Like, it wasn't even a thought. You were a figure skater, you know, even though you could be better than them. So, I don't know, it's just such a neat thing to have gone here with all the wonderful coaches that supported us. I don't know if Mr. Bagley's here today, but he wasn't part of this year's, but he did a lot for me, as well as the coaches for today.
Coach Heath would make us run around the track, all of us together, to warm up, right, for a couple laps.
Yep. So that was all good. And then, you know, on top of all that, it's just not lost on us today. You know, class of 72, 50 years, first year girls on campus. Love for them to write a book, the guys and the girls, to hear what that was like for history reasons for this school down the road, and we're all gone. But it's definitely not lost on us, the significance of it all, that just happened to be the same year that Title IX passed, too, in 1972. And, yeah, so we were going to talk a little bit about some coaching things, and so figured we'd go with Al Shaler, since, yeah. Okay, so for some of you, who has a hand that knows Al Shaler, or knew? Yes, great, okay. So, you can elaborate for others after. Okay, so, my freshman year, I lived next door to him, as well, 2 doors down, right from the Bakers, which cracks me up that they're both here today, because being a teeny bit older at that time meant a lot. And I always remember them spying on us, and they were like doing this on the side of the house for like 10 minutes. I love that. Anyway, so Mr. Shaler, he was notorious for his English class for many reasons. And vocabulary is something that I remember. I don't know if anybody does, but definitely several words in my life crack me up all the time because of my time with him. Transition to another part of our lives where I'm on the track field for the first time, running in the, whatever you call those, what do you call those things?
Spikes?
Well, I had spikes the first time, but also the thing you do this in. Blocks, thank you. So I had him doing that, and at the same time, one of the words of the week was, or his phrases was champing at the bit. Now this drove Al Shaler crazy because he gave us all wonderful mnemonic devices and wonderful analogies and things, but this one got to him, so he wanted to make sure we definitely always said it properly. And he was very angry at Yogi Berra because his statements, being, you know, how he speaks sometimes so fun and cute, was messing it up and saying chomping at the bit. So we all had to know the difference. So I do. So, but at that time, being a Red Sox fan and, you know, not really into baseball so much and baseball cards and stats and stuff, and certainly not any other team, I did not know who Yogi Bear was. I thought he was talking about Yogi Bear. I had no idea, and half the class was the same way, that we did not understand for a few minutes what the heck he was so mad about this cartoon character for. So anyway, that's just one of my funny stories about him, and this is kind of funny, and anybody who knows him knows it's funny that I was wearing the spiked shoes, because he had another thing during class with shoes. He had poor manners or disrespectful shoes. So that was a really neat thing to show that, like, you get them somewhere else as well as maybe on the court or field or what have you.
All right, well, thank you very much for bestowing this honor on the 1986 track team. We're very appreciative.
Yes, thank you very much.